I'm really excited to be here tonight with Riley Milham. When I picked up Riley as my student in Year 12, I was a bit shocked at first, wasn't I?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember thinking, oh no, here we are trying to do the HSC and Riley Milham is going to do no work. But I remember one day Riley pulled me aside after we'd had class and he said, Miss, this really means a lot to me. I want to work really hard this year. And you know what? That not only struck me as someone who's super mature most of the time and really knew what he wanted out of life, but it also just made me know that he was on board with what we were doing. And we had a really good year, and I loved having you in my class. And at the end of the year, I was so proud of how you went. How did you feel last year?
Coming from someone who all their junior life got told I was a bit of a disturbance to the whole class and pretty low marks, Year 11 and Year 12 were the best years of my life. I put effort in and I got what I wanted to return back to me, which was good marks, good results, good comments from teachers, and they were the best years of my life.
In fact, I don't know how many teachers and our principal and the deputies that I've spoken to where I've explained over the past 6 months that I could not be more proud of Riley Milham and how much I enjoyed teaching him, and then to see his marks at the end of the year made me super proud. Riley, I want to ask you a question. How's being out of school? Okay, you wanted it for so long. How is it? What are the highs and lows of being out of school?
The highs of being out of school are maybe, depending on what you do, if you're going to uni, you will have a long break, and that all seems fun. Or if you're going to TAFE or you're having an apprenticeship, they will most likely ask you to start on January the 16th. But for someone like me, I started immediately after HSC, which was one of the best decisions I did make. But the lows of being out of school are life is a bit confronting after that. You do realise you aren't getting spoon-fed anymore. You are going to have to pull up and do a lot of stuff yourself. So as someone who started work immediately, it's when I started paying board, filling up my own car with petrol, and now mum and dad don't really help me as much anymore unless it is needed. And yeah, it is confronting and it is a bit hard at times.
Okay, so your first year out of school, what would you tell your younger self? Say you're in Year 9 this year at Menai High, what would you tell yourself?
Coming from someone who was extremely keen to drop out, I was very impressed with my mum who talked me into staying in school. If you drop out in Year 10, Year 11 and 12 can be major years for you to mature, pull up, and you can show yourself what you can do, and you feel very impressed, and you have a great attitude after it, knowing you've accomplished good results in the HSC.
Can you see why I enjoyed teaching him? Okay, so Riley, you were such a frustration to so many teachers that you taught when you were younger. Okay, you drove them nuts. Okay, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, what I'm thinking is, do you think you drove them nuts at times because you just didn't really understand the purpose of why you might have been there at the time?
Yes, that is the main reason. I didn't see the point of doing every assignment in Year 7, Year 8, Year 9, and Year 10. I think most of the time my arguments were, this isn't going to go to anything, I'm going to drop out in Year 10, and multiple phone calls to mum and many groundings every year until I did. But once I did decide to stay and go through it, I was very glad I did pull through and do those assignments in the long run, because it did show me a way of punishment and a way to focus and keep on going with what I'm doing, because although I didn't enjoy school in those younger years, I did have the intelligence and I just chose not to use it.
So what I'm thinking is, or what I want to propose to you, is that a bronze award was always open to you as a junior student to do.
Yeah.
And had you selected a subject and worked through a 10-week period by being punctual to class, listening in class, following all instructions and performing in accordance with your own academic ability, so looking at a Riley Milham personal best.
Yes.
Do you think doing something like this would have helped you just have a goal as to why you were doing what you were doing?
Yes, I do believe that. It is a great guidance for people, and for someone who was more focused on being cool and trying to fit in with the other kids, that wasn't a really good thing for me. I did end up in a fair bit of trouble for doing that stuff at times, but if I had known this was such a great option and had a good guidance and a clear mindset, it is great, and it will benefit a lot of kids, and that can go towards so much for you in university, and you'll most likely get early entry and stuff. It's showing that you have accomplished these awards and put a lot of effort into your schooling.
Okay, I've got one more question for you. Over the last few years, Riley Milham made a huge contribution to the school from the point of view of baseball coaching, mentoring.
Yes.
Yeah. Had you actually completed a gold award, you would have found that your contribution to the school community would have been signed off, and with your work in the classroom, you would have had a wonderful certificate to show that you had an impact, a positive impact on your school community. And then, of course, in year 11 and year 12, when you started to take that baseball mentoring and coaching out of the school and volunteering your time, again, a Diamond Award could have been easily signed off for you.
Yeah.
You were doing the work in class, you were great in class, and you were also contributing to your community.
Yeah.
Do you now look back and think, I was doing the work anyway, I was volunteering my time, I was shaping the school community in a positive way, I should have done these awards?
Yes, I do believe in that, because it would show younger students what you can achieve from it. It shows how you can be a good role model for younger people. It shows the community, if they have stereotypes about you, they can break those stereotypes and show that you are intelligent, you can focus and manage your time for others, and you just get a good reputation out of it. Everyone will think differently of you, of wow, he's actually really intelligent, he's doing really well. And for someone who wasn't doing these Diamond Awards, I wish I did do them, because I feel like I would have had a lot more time in school, a better time in school with some areas, and I would have enjoyed it a lot more, and I feel like I would have accomplished a lot more myself.
Because you did accomplish so much,
Yeah.
but it was never done through a framework that we were able to award you for everything you deserve to be awarded for.
Yeah.
And as we're sort of looking towards students this year, and we're sitting in classrooms full of students like Riley Milham, and all as we want them to do is say, Miss, help me to achieve what I want to achieve next.
So coming from a kid who didn't really give a rat's about school, I really did wish a lot of times I put my hand up, I asked for help, because when you do that, although it can be confronting and you will most likely not do it because you don't want your friends to think you're an idiot, it is so worth it, because in the long run, I would have rather had good marks, and I would have rather been like, oh, look at Riley, he does have the confidence to put his hand up and ask for help. And not doing that back in my junior years, once you get to TAFE and tertiary education, you will be doing that a lot, because that's your final stage of life, getting your career sorted. And if you do that, your teachers and mentors at TAFE or university will think a lot more better of you, and they will be more than happy to assist you every time.
You just were saying that sometimes you feel like your friends might look at you in a certain way if you try and do those things or try really hard in the classroom. Do you think sometimes people, I guess, pull each other down because they're not feeling good about themselves, so they don't want to see you succeed?
That was a big thing for me. I remember as the first one of Milham High 2018 to have the apprenticeship sorted and ready to go for 2019. A lot of people did come up to me and put me down for it, saying, oh mate, you're probably going to drop out just before HSC and all that, and tried to bring me down. But all I had, and everyone did see me at the skate park nearly every day after school, I had that, my boss said to me, he most likely wouldn't take me on if I didn't pass, and that was a big mindset for me to go, this is real life, after this I need to do this. And although you saw me at the skate park every day after school, the second I was home, I was hitting those books. I was doing the study, writing down every essay, writing down little notes and perfecting my notes. To come by the HSC, I was able to remember everything, especially with my English essays. I've done the study, I know what I need to do, let's walk in there and smash it out.
And that's exactly what Riley did, and that was why I wanted to ask Riley to come back in and have a little chat with him. Unfortunately, he couldn't come to assembly on Friday because he's got to work, but he's popped in tonight to have a quick chat, so a huge thank you for coming. It was a pleasure to teach you, and it's a pleasure to see you again.
It was a pleasure to have you as my teacher, and it's a pleasure to see you again.
Thanks, Riley.
Anytime.